clear weather to come, more particularly as you see the west and north of Wales, northern England and the southwest of Scotland. We'll look at that in a minute. It's all due to this particular area of low pressure across on the continent. Things are not particularly settled in central and eastern areas, but the high pressure in that area and down into the Mediterranean should keep at least those parts fine and reasonably settled. So if you're lucky enough to be off on a holiday, the Mediterranean is certainly the place to go. Clear skies, as you see here on the satellite sequence, unbroken sunshine, but further north there are some outbreaks of rain in the east, and of course we've got this huge area of cloud across the British Isles. So it remains unsettled, I think, in many central and northern parts of Europe in the next few days. Thundery showers around the Mediterranean, fine and sunny. Here's the cloud across the British Isles. We've had two pulses of rain. One came up yesterday evening and through the night, and then some really heavy rain has arrived during this morning. You can see where it is on the latest picture here, through southwest Scotland into northern England, across there into Wales. In fact, I can show you the contrast. First of all, here's the scene across Glasgow, really dull and wet and dismal there, in contrast to here in London, where at least it's dry and fairly bright, although there is some cloud around, but it's not going to prevent it from being a bright and fairly warm afternoon. That applies to many of these southern and southeastern parts of the country. But the further north you go, the more you run into the cloud and rain. And across a good part of Wales, northern England and up into southern Scotland, it's going to be quite wet, although all the while that rain turning more showery, and it's going to get some brighter weather coming along as well in between those showery bursts, and we've got the brighter weather already across a good part of Ireland. As the day wears on, this rain working its way further northwards, first of all into central Scotland, eventually into northern Scotland. Around some of the coast it'll stay a little bit on the misty side. That'll hold the temperatures down, but in the brighter southeastern corner of the country we are expecting it to turn out to be very warm indeed, up to 26 degrees this afternoon. We pick up that rain again this evening, still across the north of the country, heading further and further northwards as the night goes on, eventually probably grinding to a halt over that northern part of Scotland, and later on in the night some more showery bursts coming in from the west across Ireland. But otherwise it should be a fine night in central and eastern areas. The low pressure is still there through tomorrow. It is going to keep the northern part of Scotland quite dull and wet, whereas in the more central and southern parts of the country we are going to find showers feeding across from the west, and in fact we're going to find even more showers around on Wednesday, some heavy and thundery.